State, Asaba, the state capital. And today we'll be dealing with a topic that concerns a lot of us as young people, relationships and marriage. Bam! My people are here fully represented. The question is, a lot of relationships now, and even the ones that are leading to marriage, there doesn't seem to be a lot of young people don't seem to be in a hurry to get married again. Male or female? Female. Because nowadays you have females that are 30-something, they are still single. The norm today is such that young people seem to be more career focused, more money focused, more achievement focused than settling down focused and marriage focused. What is going on relationship-wise? Is marriage still a priority? Is it still a necessity in a relationship? Do people go into relationships now looking for marriage? Or are they just, passing away the time while they're doing other things and pursuing other things which they consider more important? And if that's the case, why is it the case now? Why are people getting married older? Or is it that bride price is high? So, I think I have a panel that's going to sort of do justice to this, but I know that the audience is going to be very, 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 very participatory on this one. And I'll be hearing a lot of new things that I didn't know existed. I'm going to start my introduction from my right, which would be your left. Please help me welcome Paul Beloved. She's a member of the Youth and Singles Network. You're welcome to Inside Out. The only Agbalagba on the panel, i.e. the oldest man who is sitting down there, you must know he's there for his wealth of experience as a relationship counselor. He's a media consultant as well. Please help me welcome Mr. Matthew Maxwell. You're welcome back. And next to him is another lady. She's an on-air personality with Blaze FM. And her name is Amanda Woye. You're welcome. I think they know your name. They just didn't know your face. And last and least is Mr. Cosmos Ndubuisi, member of the Youth and Singles Network as well. You're welcome to Inside Out. Amanda, I will start with you, simply because. Let me ask you, what are your thoughts on relationships and how it happens now?
Well, thank you. The relationship, the way it goes now, it's not the way it used to be. Because with the continuous complexity of the society and the way people keep thinking that everything must change with time, but I'm not a fan of thinking that it's everything that should change with time. Love has been love from time immemorial. So if it's changing now, then it's no longer love.
Is it changing?
Yes, it's changing. Okay. It's changing. People are beginning to have bases for love. You want to.
That's a good one. Basis for love.
They've started having basis for love. They want. Okay, does he have a car right now? Does he?
They are feeling you. It's the men that are feeling you because they don't have car.
I'll make it even. I'll make it even because at the end of the day, it's for the benefit of. I'm a lady, so I have to make them see what I see.
Okay.
So, it's a question of, does he have a car now? What does he actually do? How much does he earn? Is he a good dresser? We have.
So in order to love someone, he must first of all meet a certain criteria.
Yes. It's not like,
so
it's
there's
not like
no more love for love.
Yes, it's not like back in the days when you fall in love spontaneously, like, he has a good heart. Men used to get the credibility of having a good heart. That man has a good heart. And I'm sure that things are going to get better, must get better in the nearest future, and you're definitely going to see, I've been in love like that.
So what happened to the love?
It's still there, actually.
Oh.
It's still there. It's still go there. And it gets better.
So are you saying that a lot of, I'm using women now because I think that's who you're referring to, do not love for love's sake anymore?
Exactly. Because the society is getting stronger, if I could use the word. There's a lot of cravings. You have bills to pay. Even a young lady has bills to pay. Things are getting a tad bit more difficult. Everybody wants to get
what
the
makes
good
the young
things.
lady believe that she cannot pay her own bills and she needs a man to pay her bills?
That is where you get a balance. Young ladies think that if I have to have a career by myself and pay my bills, then what are the men for? That's the way they go.
So somebody here is saying exactly.
You see, here we go.
Okay.
So you need to know.
So do you have women who are going into a relationship because they're looking at, look, I'm getting old, I need to get married. It might not be all that I want now, but God is in control.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
At what age do they start to think that they're getting old?
Actually, the people I know, I don't know individually, but the people I know, once they get 32, 33,
they wait that long.
Yes, everybody starts flipping. At that 32, 33, they are probably developed. Maybe they've built a career for themselves. They have a house, they have a car.
So why do you want to get married?
Yeah, so they feel like they don't want to get married. Then maybe family starts, talking.
Pressure.
They start talking. And then some friends who probably had gotten married at a younger age and it's going well and rosy for them. They're like, I told you that time now, you should have just gotten married.
Okay. I want to talk to the women first to get an, Beloved is your first name, yes? Yeah. So that's such a lovely name. Your husband will find it easy to be saying, my beloved. Like, he doesn't have to add any other thing, except he will say, my darling beloved. That would be double. But, I mean, what's your opinion? Relationships and marriage. And how do you see that in this day and age? Yeah.
To me, personally, as an individual, I don't think marriage is necessary anymore. Yes, I say so.
You have shocked a lot of people.
I don't think marriage is necessary anymore. One of my reasons are, when I look at the world at large today, I see the rate of divorces is just appalling.
I am agreeing with you. People jump in and jump out.
Yes. You will hear that somebody is married today and under 2 months, 3 months, the person is out. So why should I get married? If I'm entering there
haven't you heard about the ones that are celebrating 25th wedding anniversary as well?
Yes, I've heard of them, but they are
Your father is in his time.
But there are just a few of them. And so if everybody gets into marriage and under some few months or some few days, they are out of the marriage, why should I get married then?
Is that what you aspire for your own to be?
No, that's not.
So why should that be a criteria for you? Why should somebody else's be your reason for not wanting to get married?
I just said that's one of my reasons.
Okay, what's the other one?
Then another reason why I don't think marriage is necessary is the infidelity in marriages today. I see a lot, and I've heard a lot, and I've felt a lot. And I feel so bad for those. I feel so bad for those that are married because
You feel bad for them?
Yes, because when I see a married man come to ask me out, it's as if I should just give him a slap. Why did you get married? Why should you get married? You have a commitment to keep to. You are not keeping to your commitment. Instead, you are going outside your your matrimonial home to go and ask young girls out. So that's one of the reasons why I now feel, okay, I know I should also pray that mine should not be like that. But when I think about getting married at my age, one of the things that discourages me is this issue of infidelity, because I can't say I've seen any married man that has that discipline, 100% discipline, one way, either at his workplace or even at church. It hasn't gotten into the churches now. You see married men that will come and walk up to a young girl, his wife, beautiful kids, will still come to meet you. So if he comes to meet me and he needs a relationship with me, he's not encouraging me to look for my own husband. He wants me to keep with him, he that is married. And so that's one of the reasons why I feel I shouldn't go into marriage.
If you were going to get married, when would you be aspiring to get married?
I should be getting married at the age of 22, 21, 22. If the
That's in
husband is
another
there.
1-2 years.
Yes.
Okay, so you do desire to get married.
I do desire to get married. But when I sit back and think and see.
Okay,
those
so what
things,
would be your option to getting married? You just try, yeah, the man would live together. If he just tries himself, you get out.
Anyway, I know it's not easy. I've not gotten married before, but those that are married, most times I envy my parents. And I used to pray, when I'm praying for a husband, I say, God, I want my husband to be like my father.
How do you know that your father, it's only your father that he's your father?
I know he's my father,
Yes.
but I can't vouch for him. Yes, I can.
I pray for you too, and I pray that he remains that
Good
man and role model that you want for your husband to be. I don't want to get into the conversation yet. Let me talk to you, Cosmos. What is your view? Relationships as it concerns man, woman, and then leading to marriage.
Well, thank you so much. Well, as far as I'm concerned, kind of liberal-minded when it comes to that.
What does that mean in English language?
Okay, if I want to say my, as it relates to my understanding, I'm neither here nor there. You know? So, as far as I'm concerned, if it comes well, no problem. If it doesn't come well, fine, I'm okay with it. Because when you talk about people being involved in relationships and aspiring to get married, there are a lot of things that you have to put into consideration.
Like what?
Personally, I have to put some things into consideration. One of them being that the person I am getting into a relationship with, that I'm going to be getting married to eventually, was not somebody I grew up with from the same home. Besides, I understand marriage to be, I don't know what other persons feel about it, but I understand marriage to be a house that has just an entry door. People only try to fabricate an exit door. That's one understanding. So I believe people should take their time. I wouldn't want to talk for people. I would want to talk for myself. If I have to get into it, I have to take my time. And a lot of things need to be understood.
So are you saying people rush into marriage without really giving it thought?
Exactly. I think that's one of the biggest problems we're having today. People just jump into it without knowing what exactly it is. They don't take their time to think. First, like I said before, the person you are getting married to, you did not grow up in the same house with that person. They just come up with this cliche, when two persons are married, they are one. Okay? One needs to understand what that one is. You don't expect me to become one with somebody I never knew. I just possibly we got to know ourselves in school, and we got to talk, and at the end of the day, we are in a relationship, we are involved, and you think it's just going to be easy that way. No. So I have to take my time.
How much time do you think it would take that would make a difference when you finally marry? Do you think you can ever completely know somebody well enough before you marry the person?
Well, it might be very, very difficult to answer that, because I believe time eventually brings what events don't. Time eventually makes known what events don't.
Yeah.
Some persons have asked me, how much time do you really need to know somebody you have to get married to?
Yeah.
And I simply told the person, enough time. Okay? I don't know if you understand what I mean by enough time. Enough time might be just a year, could be 10 years. But it depends on the...
Do you expect somebody to wait for you for 10 years? That's waiting.
It depends. It depends. We are not all the same.
Yes.
Okay? If I'm getting involved with somebody, I should know what that person is, how capable that person is of waiting for me. Okay? And it's not just a matter of waiting. You should know why you are waiting. What's the reason for which you are waiting? Okay? Some persons are waiting for the very wrong reasons. Well, he doesn't have a car yet. He hasn't a degree yet. He hasn't a master's yet.
Don't you think all those things count?
They do count, but that's not the main thing. Because it's just like people think about the wedding. They don't think about the marriage in itself. The wedding is just for a day, but the marriage is a lifetime issue. So you have to, a lot of things need to be talked about.
My name is Onyema Kinzage. I live in Lagos where things are getting better every day.
Our school has just been renovated.
And they give us free notebooks too. Going to school is easier and safer for students like me because I can cross the highway using the footbridge, and I use the BRT bus, which is fast, convenient and free for students like me. I enjoy looking at the beautiful streets on my way to school. And the many street signs tell me where exactly I am. When I get to Basic 12, the government will pay the fees for my GCE and NECO examinations. I am happy. My mom and dad says all these good things are happening because they pay their taxes. I hope to pay my taxes when I grow up and start working. Have you paid your tax?
Pay your tax. It's your civic responsibility. It's your duty. It's the law.
So that's how I see it.
Are your parents alive?
My mom is still alive. My dad is late now.
How far gone? Were they living together until he died?
No.
But I want to go back to come forward. At what age? Do you have any idea what age your dad was when he got married?
If I can still remember vividly from my calculations and what he told me. He got married at the age of 28.
28.
Yeah, he was 28 when he got married.
How old was your mom?
My mom was 2 years older than himself.
30. That is very.
She was 26.
If they were to ask you what led to their breakup, what would you say?
I would say categorically, they did not really understand themselves.
Okay.
That was a major problem.
Do you think that the fact that your parents went through what they went through is the reason why you have the opinion you have?
Oh yes. If I don't learn from what happened to them, then I would never learn. I doubt if I would ever learn.
Let me ask you the same question. About what age would you say your parents got married?
My dad about the same age as his,
28.
and he was like 6-7 years older than my mom.
So that would be, your mom was about 23, 24
Yes.
at the time. And their marriage was able to last.
Yes, it lasted.
Do you know what their love story was, how long they were courting?
Actually, my mom got to tell me at some point. She after secondary school, she had this because she comes from a rich family. So she had this rich boyfriend after secondary school, and then she went to Warri to go and see him. So, but while they were in Warri, the guy was always busy and stuff. So my mom said it was my dad that saw her. She was actually braiding someone's hair. She was actually like me, like a happy fellow all the time. So she was braiding someone's hair and dancing and singing at the same time.
And your dad was checking
and
her
my
out.
dad was checking her out. So when my dad asked, and they got to know themselves. But my dad now said, okay, I don't think I can marry you. I'm from a very, very, very poor family, as opposite of where you come from. And my mom said, oh, you're very humble. You came out and even said, and my dad was handsome. So my mom said, oh, you said the truth and everything. And then at that time, I now asked her, I said, so what happened to the boyfriend you came to town to see? So she said, but while she came to town and while they were dating, she actually never thought of marriage with the rich guy. The guy he's from a rich family, but he's actually like timid, not up to, his IT was like below 40, So my mom wanted more.
So for her then, it wasn't about the person's status or anything. It was somebody that she could engage with.
Yes, it was what she wanted, what she knew she wanted. Okay. And she saw it in my dad.
Okay.
And they hit it off, and it worked.
Okay. Let me ask you, at what age did your parents get married?
My mom got married at the age of 18, and my dad got married at the age of 25.
18 and 25, and they're still together till today?
Yes, they are.
How long did they know each other for before they got married? Because if your mom got married at 18, it couldn't have been a very long courtship.
Actually, from their story, they never ever wanted to marry each other. They've been friends from childhood. And they never, when according to my daddy, when he was praying for a wife and God told him my mom was his wife, he said never. He has known and my mom was from a very poor family. He has known her for so long, so why should he get married to somebody? And God he said for 2 years, God was still telling him that is your wife. And when God told my mom said she can never marry my dad, that his own physics is too much. And both of them were quarreling over it like for 2 years till eventually when God gave them their signs and they didn't have a choice.
And they're still together till today.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to do a bit of background coming from where they're coming from till today. I want to see a bit of what is influencing the new trend and why they think the way they think. I'm going to go on a break now. When I come back from the break, I'm going to be talking to you, Mr. Maxwell. I'm going to ask some questions, going from backwards, forwards. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Who knows sabi better thing? Abi who no like better thing? All these fine things wey dey see so. Na money government dey take do am now. Abi, it's like, I mean, excuse me, I dey pay my tax. I dey do wetin? I dey pay my tax. Say you don't pay your own tax. Have you pay your tax?
Pay your tax. It's your civic responsibility. It's your duty. It's the law.
Welcome back. We're still talking relationships and marriage. And now we're talking to you, Mr. Matthew Maxwell. You're coming from a different generation, a different point of view. First of all, it would seem that in the past, our parents didn't have long courtships, married earlier, and it lasted longer. That's what it seems like. So I'm wondering, what was the criteria then for relationship and marriage? Was there no trial and error? Did somebody call you from this side, they put all of it together and you go and marry? What is it that made marriages in the past work better than it is working now?
Agatha is a very complex one. Marriage, the discussion of marriage is never easy at any time. But back in the days, we were people that were defined by our traditional norms and values. And those norms and values helped to checkmate some of the innuendos. And actually stereotyped us into a particular focus.
Okay.
Again, it was a time when men who were considered strong at what they were doing, good at what they were doing, but they were chased by women who desired them for just what they were at that point in time. If you're a good wrestler and you're able to beat your opponent, there will be 3 women rooting for you. They want to get married to you. But gone are those days now. If you come from, in fact, your strength of character in a given community is what will also give you a husband.
That's like the Okonkwo thing in Things Fall Apart.
Yes. Once your strength of character is good, families will begin to recommend you to some other families that come from the same kind of background. And they will say the character is so good that we won't let Adama go. Please bring somebody to marry her off. And the decision to get married wasn't yours at that time. It is defined by the interests of your parents much more than what you desire. Those were the school of thought around marriage.
So marriages then were about families, not about individuals.
Yeah, it wasn't individual at all. And once you get into
So what if you get together and you don't like yourselves?
You are bound by the traditional norms and values, the religious norms and values.
So you must manage anyhow.
Agatha, as far as this is concerned,
yes.
If you are bruised, you are meant to hide it from everybody around the community. You live with that bruise until it's gone. You don't show it to anybody that, look, my husband bruised me. No, it's not acceptable. You nurse it, you bandage it. In fact, you will not come out until that bruise is gone.
So is that a good thing?
Good thing, defined by the tradition and the values. Not good thing for the two persons.
So from what I gather from what you're saying, the marriages lasted because they didn't have a choice.
Yes, they didn't have a choice. It's all about everything around them, the religion around them, the tradition around them. That is just it.
So we're becoming more liberal now.
We're becoming very democratic.
Very democratic.
Yeah.
In terms of relationships.
In terms of relationship, in terms of marriage.
Okay, so tell me what's happening now.
I wrote a book several years ago, and it was called When is Your Wedding? In today's world, it is difficult for you to define when your wedding would be. 2 minutes to the very time that you are meant to be in the church, the wedding will go off. Like a Boko Haram is detonating a bomb. It's the truth. After paying bride price and all that, introduction, and then you look forward to the day that the woman will dance, flavors, music, and the rest of them. And the whole thing backs up. It could be right in the car. You're already there. Maybe as the woman, your energy, your adrenaline, and everything is on. You're already there for your handsome guy to come in. And then you wait a few minutes extra. The guy has not shown up. What is the issue? He has called off the marriage. You can see the psychological trauma that will hammer you right from church to the house.
So what is the reason for this? Why do we have this trend?
That's why I said relationship is so democratic now.
Yeah, I mean, you made a decision that you wanted to be with this person in the first place.
If a woman, the woman of today, if she says, okay, she wants to marry this guy, she has already defined her criteria for marrying that guy. The man who accepts has also defined his criteria. The woman will be looking for maybe 1 or 2 qualities in the man. The man is probably rooting for her money and her background from a rich family and the rest of them as a reason to accept marriage. And they walk into it. And then going back home to live the real life of married couple, they discover that interest.
So what Cosmos was saying
about
not really understanding that the wedding is one day and the marriage is a lifetime.
Yes. The interest wavers. The true cause to marriage today is establishing a reasonable level of compatibility with your partner. Compatibility in education, compatibility in your orientation, family background. You could be coming from a home where you press the toothbrush or the toothpaste upside down. That person should be able to accept it that that's the way you press it, and not the other way that he is taught, maybe from inside out, as the case may be. So you must define these parameters.
So you think tolerance level has dropped?
Even tolerance level is gone completely, because the whole essence of even establishing that reasonable level of compatibility is your ability to absorb those things that you don't want in the person that you can cope with, which is tolerance. And once you cannot tolerate that individual, it means we're on the first flight home.
Okay. Let me talk to you, Amanda. Are you under pressure to be married right now?
At the moment, no. At the moment, no. At some point late last year, the pressure wavered a little bit when
Why? What happened?
There's this cousin of mine that was staying with my mom. She stayed with us for 13 years. A girl. We started from primary 5, then she finished school and everything.
Yeah.
Then she was getting married.
Yeah.
Everybody went like, what?
Amanda, how is it do you?
I'm like, I'm not ready. And everybody's like, how can she be,
getting married?
What are you doing? So it got to a point, I was just listening. But at some point, when I now saw that my brothers eventually didn't even have anything to say about it, because the basis they were giving me was outrageous. At some point, I felt hated. You're telling me, your sister is getting married. Who she's getting married to does not matter. What matters is that she's getting married. I'm like, what? Oh, if she likes, she can get married to an armed robber, a criminal, whoever, but she should just be married.
That's what they were. That's
the way they saw it. And I'm like, no, if that is the way you're seeing it, no. In fact, I'll give it 1 more or 2 more years. I'm not getting married if that's the way you're seeing it.
So do you think that there is any age under which a woman should be married, must be married? Is there a time when you feel if you're not married, I've passed men, my bells are ticking?
I don't think so, except when you're getting close to menopause.
That'll be like 40.
40 something, yeah?
40 something. So you don't think that anybody should be in a rush to marry until that age, except you find the right person?
Yes, for the same reason. For that same reason of rushing in and rushing out.
Okay.
Because this same age thing is one of the biggest factors that makes people rush in and rush out. That like you said before, this age when they start saying,
but
the guy is
but
okay,
you've heard the saying that you're usually more marketable at a particular age, and once you cross one line, your market value starts to depreciate.
It depends. It depends. Everything depends on an individual. If you're getting older and you're not getting married, but you're not sitting down idle, what I actually believe is no matter.
Do you believe that a woman needs to have a family to be fulfilled?
No.
Why I'm asking you this is that a lot of our culture, like you said, and our traditional values makes you believe that until you are Mrs. Somebody, you are not yet, you have not done what God has brought you. It doesn't matter how many PhDs you get. If you don't become Mrs. Somebody and have certain amount of children, they do not consider you as anyone.
I want to make a point. Marriage is necessary. It's very necessary. But the way people go about it right now, from the relationship stage to where it gets, it's outrageous. It's actually like, it's a sorry state. Because it all starts from the basis of this love thing, the compatibility. You're just there. You set some standards for yourself and say, this, if it's not like this, I'm not going to do this. We know, I don't know whether you know, but a success story, one of the success stories I know is of Nse, the Nigerian actress who got married at the age of probably 40 or something. She said at that point, she had actually forgotten marriage.
Oh,
and then
really? What? I don't know. No.
She said at that point, she was more focused now. At that point, she had given like, okay, this is probably not going to happen. Let me just,
she was cool with that.
Yeah, let me just, keep developing myself. And, she was just like that. And then love happened to her. Love came and happened to her. She did not go hunting for a man.
I think women shouldn't be so focused on marriage.
Yes, but they should have it somewhere around. Don't overrule it.
Don't let it become something that defines you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because young ladies these days, they and that's why they become lazy. Probably I'm gonna get a rich husband. Yeah, I need to get a rich husband. That guy has to be rich.
Really?
Yes. And then they become lazy. They do the scrappiest of what they can do, like a tiny thing.
Just barely managing survival until the rich man comes.
The husband, yes, he's coming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Beloved, let me ask you the same question about marriage. At what point do you think you will be under pressure to marry? How many daughters are there in your house?
We are 4.
All girls?
No.
How
we
many
are
girls?
6. 4 girls.
4 girls.
Yes.
Okay. So the pressure. What position are you in?
I'm the first.
Ah, you are the Ada. Okay. All right. Let me ask you the question. At what point, if your sisters start to marry now, will you still hold the same view?
My sisters, they can't
Yeah.
get married before me. Yes.
Why can't they get married before you? Are you saying, honestly, that there will be no pressure on you to settle for anything?
Of course, then there should the pressure. Once my first sister,
You
like,
will, even if you don't find the one that is even a small photocopy of your father, you will not marry.
no, but one thing we should know as ladies, we should not just settle for any man. That is the truth. Because one of the fear ladies have today is that fear of commitment. They are not just ready to be, especially if you're a career person. Like me, I myself, I would like to be very, very fulfilled in my area of like my career before I get married. Yes.
Let me ask you, Amanda, at what point do you think you'll be pressured to marry? At what age do you think that men, even you say, Amanda, you don't try, just manage this man like that? Mr. Charming and Mr. This is not coming.
Okay, I think for me, but I'll say 30.
30.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll say 30 because I'm of the view that marriage is necessary. I love love. You know? I love love. I've actually had both fair and unfair share of experiences in love. It's been very wide.
Yeah.
So, but I love love at the same time. I think that there's this story, permit me, there's this story about a man who saw a scorpion trying to drown. So every time he tries to pull the scorpion out, the scorpion stings. And he tries again, and the scorpion stings. And then some man says, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you trying to say this thing is going to sting you to death? And the man said, the scorpion, it's its nature to sting. It must sting. It's my nature to help. I must help.
That is well said. Cosmos, let me ask you, because you are a man, and they always say that men don't have age limits, because even at 80, they are married. I mean, you've said that you couldn't be bothered any which way. What would make you marry early?
For crying out loud, I don't see any reason why I should be thinking of that now. I don't.
Okay, I think you're the perfect candidate for what I'm talking about between you and a man. Why at 29 don't you think that marriage should be in your vision at all?
Okay. I can still remember vividly, I used to have a dean of the Faculty of Arts, Delta State University, Professor Sam Okala. He said something I would never forget.
Yeah.
He said, marriage is an institution from which people never graduate.
Yes.
And, well, that could be in theory, but looking at my home, where I grew up from.
There was graduation.
I doubt if even in the next 1 million years, if there would have been graduation. If there is any reason why I shouldn't be thinking of getting married at the moment, it's because of what my parents went through. It's because of what they went through.
But does that define you?
It doesn't really define me, but I grew up in that house. I saw a lot of things that happened. And though as a child, I may not have known what the problem was, but while I was growing, as I was growing up. And
are you saying you haven't seen good examples of marriage?
I really am yet to see. I'm yet to see. Because it's not just enough, it's not enough to just come out. You know, some people sing about how they are doing so well. Well, you don't live in the same house with them. You don't know what is happening. You know, let me tell you, some persons who tell you they are enjoying their marriage, the fact is that they are enduring it. That's the truth. And I would rather not endure my marriage. I would prefer not getting involved than endure it. Because if you know what endurance is, it's something you wouldn't want to go through. So for now, honestly, I'm not thinking about it. Some people talk about the right person. Yes, there really might be that right person. But there are several criteria for somebody to be right, okay? And one that drives me, one that really drives me, like I told somebody asked me somewhere, say, how do I really know the right person for me? And I said, it's simple. You being the right person for somebody. So for now, I am not yet the right person for somebody.
Well, I was waiting for you to land because I wanted to ask that if your mind is not even psychologically ready to accept that there is a possibility that there might be a right person for you, how can you even see if a right person comes?
Well, one thing I know so well is that by the time I make myself a right person for somebody...
What do you have to do to make yourself a right person?
Okay. The major thing I have to do to make myself right for somebody is to understand that there are several weaknesses in a person that I have to make do with when the person is with me at home. And I may not be ready to make do with such weaknesses at the moment because I know I have my weaknesses as well. So it's not just enough to put somebody in the house. Oh, fine. It might not be good enough for the ladies to say you are putting them at home.
How long do you think it'll take you to get to that place?
Well, I don't really care how long it's going to take me. I don't really mind.
That's a man.
I don't care. As long as I believe that someday I'm working on myself. I believe in as much as I have to learn from people.
Does it matter to you that you may start having your children late?
Well,
or you don't, when you think about your marriage and all that, you don't even think about the children?
It's good enough to think about the children.
Because you were a child in a house.
Oh, yes. I was. It's good enough to think about the children.
Yes.
But I'm still of the opinion that it's a man who is alive that really thinks about the children. If tomorrow I am dead, I really would not know what is happening. It's just like some parents or some people who say, well, when I get out of the way, my children, okay, I have to bring up my children very well so that at the end of the day, when I'm out of this world, they will take care of those things I have put on ground. But the truth is that when you are out of there, oh, okay, that's not even a good example. Like people in Africa, they say you must have a male child. Like in my house, we're all males. My mom still regrets the fact that she never gave birth to a female till tomorrow. Okay? So they always tell you in Africa, you must have a male child because if without a male child, nobody will carry on your line. Okay? But the truth is that when the man is dead tomorrow, how would he know if the son that he left behind to take care of those things is constituting nuisance of those things that he has kept? You know, so as far as I'm concerned, I don't really care. Fine, I may be 70 having my first child, but for me it's okay. It's okay. As long as I can do the best I can for that child before I leave this world, I don't care.
Well, I want to give a comment in the relationship of nowadays. I believe that the problem is the competitive system from the ladies and partly from the guys. Like the ladies now, they have this form of the guy that impressed me most. Maybe taking you out to one bar or one favorite or the other to give you some meal, take you to club and the rest. And maybe the other guy is the type that...
Are you saying the women are that cheap? Just favorites. Not Chinese, not...
Maybe the other guys, the own aspect is like, baby, let's go for this program inside out, or let's go for a church program. So some of the girls, they like being impressed by guys by the normal physical things they see and take.
As youths, there's what I call the bloom of youth. When you're in that circle, you will desire temporal gains. Those temporal gains, they will make you feel good, they make you feel okay, but that minute, as you turn your back, it is all gone. And if a woman depends on that temporal gain to get married to you, she should prepare to soak Gary in the house. Because when the tides change, and you don't take her to favorite, you don't take her to inside out to enjoy herself, because Agatha has prepared jollof rice and the rest of them, you now know that yes, this is the real thing, like he rightly says. So it should not be about temporal gain. A woman who is going after you because of how you look, because of the things you give to her, is not a serious-minded woman. The same thing, a man who is chasing the whole world for you, be careful.
When he
is bringing the whole world to your table. Be careful, because they're just giving you a window. I'll win her over and put her where I want to put her.
My question goes to you. Sorry, I don't know your name. You said some lady, they are very lazy. You know, some men, they hate commitments. They hate commitment so much. So you don't have to blame the ladies. It's the men that you have to blame.
What do you define as commitment?
Some men, they can't pay their daughter's school fees, and some men, they have this mentality that training a girl child is a waste of time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so okay, and that's enough to make a woman lazy.
No, you said some ladies, they are very lazy.
Yes.
That they like, as in,
they're waiting for the men to take upon their bills.
Yes, to make
they
them
get lazy.
Wait, you said the ladies, they like men.
They're waiting for a ready-made man to...
The made man to make them comfortable, get them all these things and all that. And you
Use
know
the
some men, they are very, very, as in the age commitment, so I've seen a lot of them. They don't want to...
I think she means more responsibility.
Yes, they don't want to, as in they don't want to give, maybe just little things. They are very, as in greedy. I'll say that, they are very greedy.
You're hungry, calm down.
She's saying it from the heart.
Okay, what I have to say to you is this. As a woman, when you're about to have a relationship with, because every marriage starts with, you don't get married today. So every marriage starts from somewhere. For every guy, just like we were telling Cosmos, you know what you want yourself to be. And that is what you're looking for in a woman. You make yourself right for someone. In fact, I put it this way. If you know what you're looking for in a man, be like that first. Seriously, be like that. It's called self-development. Be like that. And if you be like that, if you be a responsible person, you can smell irresponsibility from that door. You can smell it, and you will not take it.
Let me just add this to you. At the federal level, in the days beyond, we used to have only men dominating, minister of this, minister of that, this one, that one. Today you have seen that governance itself is not just in the hands of men. It's both in the hands of men and women. I am proud of our Nigerian women who are having positions at that level, but they still live with men in their homes as husbands. So as a woman, you must develop yourself, like she said, to be who you want to be. Let it not scare you. Don't go under the line. Go above the line. And let me say, the higher you go, the more and better people you'll attract in life.
Okay. Yeah, my question goes to you, sir, and Cosmos. If you look at our society today, a lot of marriage are grumbling and going down, breakups. So my question here is that, where is that first love? That first love that made the man walk up to the lady to ask the lady, will you be my wife? Will you marry me? That excitement in that woman that said, yes, I will marry you. Where is that first love? That first love that made them prepare for their wedding. And after the wedding, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you hear them quarreling, fighting, and at the end, divorce. Please, I want to know. Is it that the first love traveled, or I don't know? Where is that first love? Thank you.
About me now. If any guy that walks up to me and tell me I like you because you're beautiful, I will tell him just go away. You're not ready. Because it's just the
What would you have him tell you?
No, I don't like people telling me you like me because I'm beautiful. Okay, what if you now see me? Now I don't use makeups. Today now, what is paramount is makeups, Brazilian hair. Good. You are seeing her when she has already put on the makeup, the Brazilian hair and everything. I see the physical aspect. By the time now, every day you see her with makeup, Brazilian hair. By the time you wake up in the morning and you see the real person without that makeup, can you still stay? That is the thing. So most times the physical aspect they are dwelling on, they are not really, and most times if the lady is she's so under pressure, she wants to get married. Once that person comes, she's so excited, she wants to get married. And by the time she gets into the house, she now gets to find out who she really got married to. And she can't stay with it, and that's why you see them getting divorced, and
that is why courtship, actually a long period of courtship is required. And you cannot court. You can't court. I'm engaged to this guy, or I want to marry this guy, and he's in Lagos, and you're here. You go for a weekend, you come back, you go for work. Trust me, the day you spend 1 month, you will know.
Promise Ukbedo is my name, from Delta State University. Though my comments are going to be much because I really want to talk on some certain things, I'm going to try and be fast. First thing first, a lot of us, okay, I want to answer the question why persons don't really see it as necessary to get into marriage. Now, from you. Cohabitation. Right now, a lot of us live together. Come to campus, you're going to see we have so many couples. We don't have students, we have couples. We don't have students. You have a female as your roommate. How do you want to get married? How do you want to get married? Because all you want to do when you get married, you're doing it now. Do you understand
there's nothing to look forward to.
There's nothing, there is no gift. So everything is, you're getting it now. There's something I want to say, but before that I'm going to say, and I am going to give a quote. It says, we spend money we don't have to purchase things we don't need, to impress girls we will never have. That now leads to my second part. What we have now is not really loving. We are having e-loving, electronic loving. That is the truth. ICT has taken over our loving life. First thing first, how do we get these persons? We don't even look for them like immediate. We don't look at people around us. We go where? Online. WhatsApp, to go.
Are you serious? That's what
if you're on Facebook, check a girl's Facebook picture. They don't give you their front view. They give you their what? Oh my God. Yes. So that's how we find people who love. When you see, I say, oh God, I've fallen in love. That's not love, that's lust. Second thing now, relating to e-loving, break in energy. Just like your laptops, when you don't have electricity, it goes off. The same way it is there. When there is no money, there is no love. When you cut the money, there is no love. So that's another part. Then another one is the speed. Now we love so fast. We don't even sit down to think, oh my God, I must talk to her. And yes, he does it. He goes there, and probably the girl gives him the opportunity, or the audience, he makes that move so fast. Unlike before, you settle down, you walk the girl's background. How is she like? What does she like to do? Does it collocate mine, or does it drift away from mine? And the last part is the basis. There is no more basis for love. Like you said, you draw a very big to-do list. Jesus Christ. You're only talking from one part. That is from that of the girl. Now, the girl's parents has the own list. Like she said, you didn't take them to the mother. The mother said, no, not this one. And automatically, that love dies. Right? Yeah. According to what you said, exactly. I was shocked when my uncle was about getting married, and the family of the woman said that they should tar the road. The road. That's it. The road from the house to the main junction. I want to ask, my uncle is federal government. Is it the federal government? Now that will tar road because he wants to get married. Can you imagine? So now the love bases are already gone. Another comment I want to also make now is relating to you. I feel there is a psychological factor that is in. I call it, is one of the basis of defense mechanisms in psychology. It's referred to as rejection. Mm-hmm. You have absolutely made up your mind that men are not to be trusted except for your dad. So right now you have given yourself a limitation. So there is nothing a guy can actually do or say that would change you, except you first of all choose to change your mindset. They say you can never be influenced unless you allow yourself to be influenced.
I would like to advise everybody and the viewers out there.
Yes.
When you get into a relationship, it's very good and for your own advantage to let your partner know who you are, your past and what I've been. Because it's better if I should tell my guy, okay, I used to be a robber, and it's better he hears this from me than going outside and somebody asks him, do you know the girl you're going out with? She was once a robber. It's destabilizing him, and most times you might never get that relationship. So all the false pretenses should end if you know you're serious about a relationship. So the best thing is just let him know who you were and who you are, so that it's not be that when he gets it outside.
Cosmos, what I can tell you is that no two situations are ever the same. And you have the power to change your own story. It's in your hands. Having said that, let's get a last line from you.
Well, thank you so much. I think the only thing I have to say is I have made a decision, and I would expect, or I would really believe that some other persons will decide in that same line. I have decided not to ever fall in love. Yeah, because people who fall in love eventually break their legs and their waists. Yes. So I have decided to find love and grow in it. That's when I decide
You
to.
will not fall in love.
I won't fall into
that
it,
means
no.
you will make a deliberate attempt.
Exactly. When I want to. When I want to. I may not be, I don't need to be cajoled into it. I don't need to be talked into it. I don't need to be coerced into it. When I make my decision, whether 80, 90, it's nobody's business.
No, why are you going up when I'm going down?
But my decision is, whenever I decide to, I would want to find it and grow in it rather than fall into it so I don't break my legs.
That is good enough. We will wish you well. And by God's grace, you will grow and grow old in it. Amen. That means you will find it early and you will grow old in it. Yes, Amanda.
The last thing I have to say is, from personal experience, I need the ladies, the female folks, to know that you can actually have the best of both worlds. You can have your career going at whatever age you want to, whether young or you're getting to your 30s. In fact, the nutshell is, I'm a career person and I'm in love. So you need to balance it. You need to know that there's a balance. Stop thinking you'll fall out while doing the other one.
What I would say is, some of us right now have no business with love or romance. We don't have any business with it. The business we have at hand is studying to make yourself who you should be. For others, we are ready to share love. And the only way you can share this love is that you are able to define your relationship right from the word go with that person.
I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you. Thank you, because this is a necessary conversation. There's so much going on in society now that sometimes we need to talk about these things. And then the fact that relationships are now ICT based, that is a source for concern as well. I mean, I just heard that. I didn't even know that existed. But having said that, I think that what I've taken away from all this is that there is a need to know who you are, first of all, so that you can know who you want. Until next week, when we come your way again, my wonderful audience, thank you very much. My panel, thank you. And to the viewers at home, bye-bye, and see you next week.